A few months ago, I was able to enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of traveling all around the United States, full-time with my family. We traveled all over the place, and I was able to see and experience some really cool things. Here are the things I've learned. In Oregon, I learned that the Oregon coast is over 363 miles long, and all of it is free and open to the public. I also learned that Portland, Oregon's slogan is "Keep Portland Weird." How cool is that? Did you know that Portland, Oregon's name was won in a coin toss? In North Dakota, I learned that most of the Badlands were formed by water, but parts of it, like Wind Canyon, were made by the wind. Can you hear that crazy wind? I almost got blown over. Did you know that bison are the largest mammal in the United States? And both male and female bison grow horns. In Minnesota, I learned about the largest mall in America. Mall of America in Minneapolis is 5.6 million square feet. It has over 520 stores, which means even if you spent only 1 minute in each store, it would take you nearly 9 hours to see them all. It also has an inside theme park. Crazy. Did you know that Minneapolis is Minnesota's biggest city? In Canada, I learned there was 2 official languages, English and French. I also learned that Niagara Falls in Canada has the world's highest waterfall rate. Niagara Falls is made up of 3 waterfalls in the middle of New York and Canada, so it's not owned by any country. Did you know that the maple leaf has been a symbol of Canada since the 1800s? In Maine, I learned that Maine is the first state in the USA to see daylight. Maine's Portland Head Lighthouse is the most photographed lighthouse in the world. Acadia National Park is the only national park in the Northeast and was created entirely by private land donations. Fun fact! Maine is the only state in the country whose name is only 1 syllable. In Massachusetts, I learned about the American history. Boston was a key city during the Revolution. I walked the Freedom Trail and saw dozens of Revolutionary War sites. I also walked through the same alleyways that the Underground Railroad used to avoid detection. I also visited Plymouth, Massachusetts, where I learned a lot about our country's origins. I learned that in 1620, the Pilgrims traveled on the Mayflower ship and settled in Plymouth. I also learned about Chief Massasoit, who shared techniques of fishing, planting, and cooking, which was crucial to the Pilgrims surviving. Fun fact, my 13th great-grandfather, Thomas Rogers, was an original passenger on the Mayflower to Plymouth. In New York, I learned that New York City used to be called New Amsterdam, and that the Statue of Liberty was not made in the United States. It was a gift of friendship from the people of France to the United States. Did you know that honking your car horn is illegal in New York City?
They're talking.
In Pennsylvania, I learned about our founding fathers and how they met, discussed, and formed a new country. I also learned about the Civil War and the sacrifices made at Gettysburg, which inspired Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. Fun fact, Pennsylvania is the only original colony that's not bordered by the Atlantic Ocean. In Washington, D.C., I learned about Abraham Lincoln's final moments and saw the White House where the president lives. There was so much to see and do in Washington, D.C. I explored monuments, Smithsonian museums, zoos, and more. Fun fact, Washington, D.C. isn't a state or a city. It's a federal district that was formed in 1790. In Nassau, Bahamas, I learned to be brave. I was so nervous, but I swam with dolphins, fed them fish, and even danced with them. Did you know that dolphins have 2 stomachs? In Grand Turk, the capital of Turks and Caicos Island, I learned to be fearless. I went snorkeling for the first time in my life and even pet a wild stingray. Fun fact, stingrays have no bones in their body. Their skeleton is made up of flexible cartilage, the bendy stuff that your ears and nose are made from. After traveling to all these really cool places, our family stayed in Kissimmee, Florida, where I did school with my mom and dad in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we would sneak away and go to Disney World every single day. This was probably my favorite part in the entire trip. In Florida, I learned that Walt Disney World is the largest theme park in the world. To give you an idea of how big it is, about 51 Disneylands can fit inside Walt Disney World. I also learned to try new things, take risks, and get outside of my comfort zone. I've now been to 49 out of the 50 states in America. Only one more state to go. Thanks for watching. Bye!